Hey, 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 hey! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. It's another edition of how much stuff is coming through that I've pre-ordered. It is the season to get lots of boxes apparently. We shouldn't really complain about, but it just seems things are coming thick and fast. It's like the most busy my channel has been for the year. And today we're going to be talking about this guy. This is from Iron Factory. It is from the Iron Samurai series, and I'm not even going to pronounce that. Not even going to pronounce that. It is their take, an imaginative take of a samurai bludgeon. Even though bludgeon was a samurai anyway, but they've really kind of had a jolly good go at reinventing the character for their own normal legend scale and doing lots of different things with him, we hope. So, without further ado, we're going to unbox him and take a look and see how he looks. I've been looking forward to this figure. I think out of the two, like the Leo Convoy and Bludgeon is the one I was most excited for. So, instructions, hands, and probably sword scabbards and a little baggie. And here is the figure itself. Wow. Okay. We've got stuff to talk about here. Yeah. Oh, his foot's already come off here. It's alright, it's on a ball peg. So we'll put his foot back on. Clean him up a little bit. First off, let's have a quick look at these accessories. So he's got a paired set of swords. One's shorter than the other in that traditional kind of style, and also another traditional blaster. Yeah. So they're all very good. Lots of paint apps on them, which is actually quite unusual for Iron Factory. And this, let me tell you about this guy. He's got some kind of ink wash. I've seen pictures and I just presumed it was a custom. You know, someone had got hold of one and just decided to have a go at painting it and giving it an ink wash to see how it worked out. But they've done it. The crazy sons of bitches have done it. It's like leveling up, isn't it, in the Transformers third party game. Is, you know, give decent enough paint apps, but then when you cross that line and you start giving ink washes to give it like a weathered feel, I think that's like a new level. Wow, yeah. So that head sculpt's really good. The face sculpt in the chest is cool. All this armor. Oh. Yeah. They've outdone themselves, really. So if we look, let's go, we'll just do size comparisons with Iron Factory guys first. So that's with your standard Iron Factory Carbot. And here is with like a leader scale Megatron. So he's around the same height as a Megatron, but he's not quite as chunky. He's a bit more slender, but with those bits of armor over the top, because he's got that skeletal form, which is covered in armor. So he's got, yeah, of course, well, next to Leo Convoy himself. So Leo Convoy is shorter. He's got a nice cherry red paint job, but yeah, the level of the way that they've put the shading, you know, the ink wash on this guy, it just makes this guy kind of stand. It makes Leo Convoy stand out now. There's been one being super clean. I suppose he's the good guy, so he could be like the super clean good guy. But yeah, it's there's certain inadequacies in this mold, and you know there's a lot of stuff going on that gets in the way of the articulation, and the lion mode isn't too great. It's got that kind of matrix head shield thing, that kind of goat like. This guy, yeah, that's I presume this will peg in somewhere, but the crest on his helmet is made out of soft rubber plastic to protect that. He's got this awesome skull face sculpt. It probably won't pick up on this camera, on this style of thing, but believe me when I say it is awesome. It's on a ball joint. It's got a butterfly back and forth at this shoulder that can then go out on a ball joint, wherever which way but loose. I don't know. There's no bicep swivel, but there is a double jointed elbow. It's a hinge at the top joint and a ball joint at the bottom joint, so it doesn't have a swivel below the elbow. There's a ball joint at the wrist and also an in at that wrist as well. Let's see what's going on here. So I don't think we can get an ab crunch. I don't want to push that too much, but we do get a waist swivel, and these hips skirts get out of the way. They're on ball joints, show they should. You can do the splits, kind of kick back, not the Insecticon, kick forward, who definitely isn't an Insecticon, a double jointed knee, and a ball joint at the foot. So that gives us a lot of wiggle waggle, and there's lots of foot movement. Right. Okay, so to hold his accessories, we'll need to use his spare hands, because the moment he is just wearing his fists. Now he has two different types of holding hands. So if we unpeg that, and we peg this one on, and then we unpeg that fist, and peg this one on. So one fist holds it in that traditional way of holding it straight up, and the other one holds it at more of an angle. So that's quite cool. So I think it's probably best, as well as holding it at an angle. Oh, don't get this stuck now, Richard. that hand is probably, type of hand is probably best for holding the blaster. Hold the blasters! No, but yeah, you can also hold it like so. So first impressions here. This guy is going to be a lot of fun to pose around. I should imagine I will take some pictures of him and probably put them on my Instagram, the same name as my channel. And yeah, he's a transformer, so he does transform. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We don't have no idea what we're doing. That's always a good sign. Might want to go and get a coffee. But this is kind of what first impression is about. It can't be an instruction video because I don't know what I'm doing. But the fact that I don't know what I'm doing is kind of sharing a similar experience of what you should have when you buy one of these. And if we can transform it straight out of the box without consulting the instructions, like the way of the Hard Panther, then and it's a cool puzzle, then we're onto something, aren't we? And if I get frustrated and look at the instructions, or if I get frustrated and just turn off the video, we know it's going to be a hard, difficult transformation. So I'm going to unpeg these bits and pull out. Oh, that's tight. That's thin plastic. Ooh. Pull out his back banner. Did I mention he's got a fucking back banner? Look at that. Oh, that's begging for a cool Decepticon sign. But not like just a faction sticker. I don't know. Maybe a gold one or something at least. But yeah, it needs a fancy Decepticon sign. That. Or maybe just his skull in a samurai helmet. So yeah, when I first saw pictures of this guy and I saw this back bit here, I just kind of presumed that this is going to be a remold of him. If it is, they've remolded everything. Right. Left. Let's have a look. At least have a sign to say this is what it's supposed to look like. So I think it's first off we'll start with some kind of tank. Oh, see, and it's fooling us because it's got this bottom jaw there, so you're thinking that's top jaw, bottom jaw, they're going to go together in vehicle mode. There's another bottom jaw here, a bigger one, so that is obviously the vehicle mode bottom jaw. Cheeky. So that would then make me think that the waist swivels all the way around. There is a hinge here, but what does it hinge out? And we're dealing with some quite thin plastics here, so I don't want to go too mental. Because that's on a hinge. Right. So that folds off there. So we could be completely wrong about that placement there. I reckon we are completely wrong. We're just being very smug. So let's swing the waist all the way back round again, and then oh no. Okay. So these bits we know are the front of the tank. Those spiky tracks and this ghoulish not Ronin. Oh, my mind is going blank because I'm trying to multitask. The Onin mask. We all know that they're at the front of the tank. Oh, pulling off his feet. Not a good way to go. So we're just gonna, for now, I in fact have a very standard thing of just kind of folding feet up, like so. And then we're going to see if there's anything in these legs that fold back, but at this stage we just don't know. Let's see. So we have this bit here, this carapace, which looks like on here is the tank turret. So that's the tank turret back here, and right, let's just get this gob right. That goes wee right all the way right. So that folds up here and folds out on an armature, goes all the way. Oh, love it. Oh, love that. Oh, that's great. That is great. So then we have the kind of usual Iron Factory suspect parts of transformation, which is just kind of like let's kind of move things around until we're kind of satisfied that it's some kind of transformation. So we get the gun and we will peg that into the side of the arms. There you go. The other way around. Best to avoid the armour. We do it upside down. Right. Now we just need to figure out what to do with these legs. Probably these bits here, because that's not a very tight connection anywhere. It's not really pegged in. Right, we're going to insult the instructions and consult them as well. Try and open them. That'll be so yeah. I'm not insulting anyone by trying to pronounce that. It's Bludgeon. It's Bludgeon. IFEX 46. Have they only done 46 so far? Wow. Okay, we're pretty much here. We're pretty much where we want to be. The leg instructions aren't very good. It just doesn't oh, I am factory. They get away. They're so good at making figures that they get away with doing a lot of shenanigans with Right. Okay, so there's a post there and there's pegs here. So can we get these legs? Do they? No, it's Christmas time. Back home. I feel like there may be some kind of hinge back here that maybe slightly gunked up with the what do we call it? The ink wash. So therefore, yeah, there's something, and I don't want to force anything right now because this is a great figure, and I don't want to break it just for the sake of getting the transformation right. But yeah, again, it's kind of an Iron Factory as it stands. it's a bit of an alt mode failure, because these legs, the instructions aren't good enough to tell me what those legs actually do. I'm not good enough at transforming this figure to figure out what these legs are supposed to do. And these legs may be slightly jammed up, so the hinges on them aren't working properly. Oh. And so, okay. Okay, I see what you did there, Richard. Just thought you'd come in for a last minute reprieve. Just as you started to slag it off, it moves. So it just needs a bit of the old hand warmth before it will move out of the way. That's not a ball joint, don't worry. For the 1th time. Yep, so we'll just get these. It's also one of those joints where there's just ever so much, just not enough room, or because it's a legend class figure, it's just a little bit pain on us with hams for hands to try and just get it right. These front ones, yeah, I've still not found anywhere that they gloriously peg into. So it's kind of a passable, weird tank. But that's not all, because not satisfied with just being a weird tank. You can also pull the tracks out. And make it a weird spider samurai tank. Which is great. I think that's better. That's better. That's more. That is horrifying. But obviously it's better than. I think it's better than the actual tracked version. It just looks like the stuff of nightmares. Bravo, Iron Factory. Bravo. So yeah. 3 modes, really. I mean, this is like when Transmetal Beast Wars characters have a 3rd mode. It's not a 3rd mode. It's just like a different mode of ambulation within their vehicle mode. So yeah, it's not really. It's like a tertiary mode. So 2 modes and a tertiary mode. Robot mode's fantastic. The tertiary mode is horrifying, but in a cool way. And the vehicle tag mode is, I can see what they were going for, but it just doesn't quite hit the mark, because it just doesn't quite peg in all the right places. But it does lead to going where we are now. And this is the best painted Iron Factory figure I've ever handled. The tolerances, generally feels okay. I mean, it's not like the days of when they were super tight and you'd be fearing of breaking anything. There are some fear of breakages here because there's some quite thin parts doing some complicated maneuvers within the transformation. But all in all, fuck yes. It's great. I love it. If you've made this far, thank you very much. Hopefully you'll stick with me and join us next time when there'll be more Transformers and more stuff going on. But until then, as always, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, let's bump the fist, shall we? Fisto! Fisto!